Okay. Hello, everyone. Yeah, all right. I think I got everything set up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Just let me know if you have any problems hearing the audio, and everything else should be okay. I see a few familiar faces here on the chat. Hi. Thank you guys for joining me. How's your Sundays going? Yay, planner peeps. So this month is the end of a quarter, so I'm thinking about maybe showing you guys my goals section. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I can go through that at the beginning and also talk a little bit about my tasks and how that's going as well. If you guys want to hear more about that, let me know. I'll give a few more seconds to let people join in and get this party started. But all right, I think we're probably good to just start things off, and then like I said, just let me know if you guys want to see that front part of my planner as well and how I did for the first quarter of the year. So hello friends, my name is Stephanie and this is Squared Plans. Thank you guys for joining me. So today we will be doing a flip through of my March after the pen spreads in my catch-all planner. I plan everything out from this one planner for the entire month, and then I move sections in and out each month, just a month at a time, so that I don't have to carry multiple planners. So I do 5 different planners in this one planner itself, along with some supplemental items that I've mentioned before. I have some tasks and goals sections, as well as some reference at the back for things that I use constantly. So I'll quickly go over some of the things that happened over the quarter of the beginning of 2022, and then we'll jump in. Okay, so let's jump in now to the planner. Oh, and then in the chat, just ping me with questions or anything that you have while I'm going through the planner. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if, I try to answer those questions as they come up versus, waiting and having you guys comment. That way you guys can get immediate feedback and maybe get your answers, directly, get the question directly answered so that you don't have to wait around. Okay, so I have this planner here, my favorite, and I've done setup video if you want to see the full setup, but I do have it divided into 4 different main sections using these sidebar tabs. So my first section is tasks, and it might be a little bit hard to see the tab there, but they're all clear, but I can see them pretty well. So I have tasks, I also have goals, and then I have schedules, which is going to be the main part of this video that we're going to go over. And then at the back I have reference, which is hidden behind that tab there. So if you guys can see that. So let me just talk a little bit about these first parts of my planner to get us going. So in my tasks section, I am using the Getting Things Done method by David Allen. And let me just fix the lighting here because the sun just decided to come out right now, and so it's going to get pretty bright. Okay, hopefully that'll be better. Or maybe a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So yes, so I use this inbox system. Let me flip this over. That I have in my shop. It's just a collection of different pages that have ways for you to organize your tasks using that Getting Things Done method. So I've been using this. I will say that because it's in the front of my book, I use it more for those things that just kind of come up, brainstorming type things. Let me get that going. Brainstorming type things, so that when all of the stuff kind of comes at you and you need a place to write it down, this is where I put it, and then it filters into the subsequent sheets I have here for sorting, and then so they don't get left behind and you forget what you needed to do. So it's good for long-term stuff. I've noticed that things that I do on a regular basis don't quite work as well with this method, only because I don't look at it as much. So I use it for like occasionally, like at the end of the week, I'll come back to this and say, is there anything that I can tackle? And then try to work through some of the items. But it's been kind of slow integrating this into my weekly, monthly kind of routine. But I still really like the idea, and it really helps me not lose track of things that I have those, great ideas and then don't come back to them. That way I have a place to say, oh yeah, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. So these are really great. And for my inbox for 2022, I did 2 pages of inbox. I did a next steps, which I haven't transferred anything over, but this is where you would transfer the inbox stuff into the next steps. And then I also have a projects and a waiting on, which I started to set up, but I haven't really done very much more than putting the stuff in the inbox, I would say. So that's the case. If you want to know really more in depth about this method, I do have a video on it called the Getting Things Done inbox, how to use it. And I'll try to link that in the description after this video post in case you want to go a quick reference to it. Okay, so that's my task, and that's kind of how it's been going. And again, I do like that I have it here, but I feel like I'm still working out how to best integrate it into my system. So then I have my goals section, and it's been going okay. I filled out the first part of the goals, and I did my vision board, which again, I do have a setup video for my 2022 goals. I worked on some quarter 1 goals, which the first one was to create my portfolio website, which sort of happened. I did it with a class, and so I did complete the website per se, but one of the main problems that I was trying to work through, I didn't really get done in that class, and I've just been having a hard time to finish it out, getting the imagery that I needed for it. So I sort of got it done, but really not all the way. So I'm probably going to have to move that into quarter 2. And then I penciled in another quarter 1 goal, which I really didn't have time to tackle. So I'll probably also move that into quarter 2 about learning some stuff in Figma, which is like a web development UI UX program. Those of you who don't know, I am a graphic designer type day jobber, if you will. I freelance and do some work in graphic design, so just trying to keep up with all of that, and it's just harder than it looks, just, I don't know. Doing all the things is harder than I thought it'd be, but that's okay. We're going to tackle it one by one. So that's how the goals came out. I would say that I really only tackled 1 goal for quarter 1, and then for quarter 2, I still need to set up the goal, but I already know what I'm going to do, and I've already started working on it, which is my Etsy shop and getting all of my 2023 files and listings up, and then maybe I'll move one of those goals from here over here as well to try to get that done as well. So that's my goals section, and that's where it's at. And then these are all legacy goals pages to help me kind of build out my goals. So I have that in there, and that's really kind of the quick overview of how my goals and tasks are looking right now in the first quarter of the year. Let me know if you guys have any questions on that. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep moving on and push into the very first section, which is my faith section. Okay, now it's kind of dark. Let me try to lighten this up a little bit. Oh, goodness. How's that? Hopefully that's a little bit better on your screen. Okay. So for my faith planner, what I do, like I said, is I take a month in at a time and bring it into my planner. For faith, I've been doing a bullet journal style planning system that I just kind of have been trying out and seeing if it works for me. And I've really actually enjoyed the bullet journal format for my faith. It's allowed me to try some things a little bit outside of my comfort zone, which is like drawing spreads and doing all the decor by hand. It's things I wanted to work on, see if I could do it, see if I could actually transition this into like a full bullet journal if I wanted to in the future, and just get a taste of what bullet journaling has to offer without committing 100%. So that is what I'm doing, and for March we decided to do a rainbow theme, which I think turned out really nice and bright and fun, and tied well with kind of the spiritual aspect of the rainbow, and I always find a verse from the Bible that kind of ties into the month, and so this one was the rainbow, and I think that turned out really great. So that's the cover page, and here is the second page, and for this I use a prayer list usually on this side, and then I started doing what I call a takeaway on the opposite side. So for January and February I did, I believe, gratitude. This time I'm doing a takeaway so that I can eliminate a little bit of the work that I had put on myself for the first 2 months, which was summarizing the verses that I read each day. So instead what I'm doing is I'm just taking one thing away from my daily reading in the Bible and writing that down so that I can just kind of like pinpoint some kind of application from the reading to my life. And that's been working out great. I'm doing this again for April, and again it's really nice just to kind of focus in on just one message that I can use from my daily reading. And so yeah, so the prayer list, I'll go over that a little bit. I do divide it up into categories, just makes it a little bit easier for me to keep track of who I'm praying for and for what. And that really, I have been doing that for, all of this year, and then I kind of started doing it last year when I was doing more of the currently page prayer lists, but it's just nice to have it kind of divided up. Rainbow theme was really fun. Like I said, bright and colorful and kind of drew my attention, so it was really good. So here's how the first week turned out, and I believe I drew this one on camera. I used some circles and just kind of made a semi-rainbow with it so that I could put the rainbow here and then have a little bit of space to write in what I use my weekly for, which is a daily verse. So I use an app called YouVersion, and it feeds in the daily verse each day. I just go right off of that and try out different lettering styles. I use my brush pen. I usually select 1 to 2 colors for the month, but for this time around, because it was a rainbow theme, I decided to do like rainbow colors throughout the week, starting with Mondays always being red, Tuesday orange, Wednesday yellow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I ran out of color, so I ended up doing Sunday in like a gray just to kind of finish out the rainbow theme. And doing them in circles is a little bit tricky, so I did use the circles a couple of times just because I started that theme back here with the prayer list. But I also, I think, try a few different other options, as you'll see as we go. I also fixed this page. If you guys saw the plan with me, I had messed up the rainbow colors, so one side had a purple and then the other side didn't. So I did fix it, so you'll see that other side later on in the spread, or in the planner. So here's the first week. So for the second week, what I decided to do was just like some boxes, again kind of using that sketchy style, with the double outline, more rainbows for decor, and then that little bit of kind of confetti dot next to them. And this turned out really good, again with the rainbow color scheme. And there's no summaries like they were in the previous months because I'm doing that takeaway, so it just made it a little bit more succinct to get things done and get my morning finished, because I have things to do, and sometimes it does take a little bit of extra time to do a full summary. So the takeaway is really helping me streamline things. So I see in the chat we have a question, any suggestions for beginner classes on hand lettering? I actually have not taken lettering classes per se or any instruction. I started out just kind of copying a style that I liked, and I used that the very first year I did my faith planner, and it was without the brush pen, so it was just a simple like a monoline lettering, and that's where I worked through it throughout the whole year, just kind of worked out how I wanted it to look, and then I added in the brush lettering after that. So I don't have any recommendations as far as formal classes to help you learn lettering. One thing I know is a little bit of a challenge is that a lot of letterers will teach you really good techniques, which is great, but I tend to see it more for large lettering. So like if you were going to do a full page quote or something, which is awesome, but I think I like using my lettering in my planner for the variety. So practicing it at the smaller scale is kind of important. I would say look out for what you plan on using your hand lettering for. So if you're looking for classes, look for ones where you're actually going to get the technique that you are going to use the most. So if you're going to use it for, full page, quotes that are like much larger using, large pens, like maybe say a Tombow or something with a brush tip that's quite large, then you want to look for those kind of classes. Maybe if that's not really how you want to use it, if you want to use it more like me in the smaller setting, try finding a class that specializes in small lettering, and then you'll probably be using smaller tip pens like this Tombow Fudenosuke, which I recommend for beginner letterers in the hard tip. It's a really great pen, and especially if you're trying to learn how to brush letter, this is great. But I would say always start off with the letter forms first and then move on to the thick, thin strokes. It'll be a lot easier at that point. Okay. So anyway, let me know if that didn't answer your question. That is how the second week turned out though, and again, rainbow theme, and I liked how it came out. So here is the third week, and this week was more of my classic faith planning with a quadrant layout. I used to do this the previous year, very similar style, so I just kind of repeated that with the drawn-in layout for the month or for the week, and it felt very familiar, so I feel like my lettering was better because I had plenty of room to stretch out and put everything I wanted to put in there, doodles and what have you. So it turned out really nice, and this one was probably one of the better ones for the month. Also too, I get some ideas for the lettering from that app I mentioned, YouVersion Bible app. They usually have a little sample of the daily reading and just like a little image of it with the verse, and so sometimes I'll get ideas, like I'm pretty sure that this lettering style came from looking at that and kind of repeating what I saw there in the lettering style. So it's nice just to mix it up and not always get in the groove of doing the same old, same old. So yeah. Just wanted to mention that. So here is the next to last week, and this is the one where I had originally messed it up, and I ended up recreating this page for a matching set. And again, the circles were a little bit more limiting, but because I had already made one half of the spread, I decided I had to do it again. And it comes out pretty good, but I do feel more comfortable when I have a little bit more breathing room for the lettering. So I like the style, but it's a little more challenging to do. And here was the last one of the month, and this one I decided to kind of bring it in a little bit and do large boxes, give a little bit of a river of space here to put in the month. I'm not real happy with the way the lettering came out here in the center, but overall I think the spread was pretty good. And even though I like to limit the color palette, I did like the rainbow consistency. So normally 2 colors max plus black is usually what I work with for the full month, matching with whatever decor I have. But this one here with the rainbow I think worked out pretty well. And this is the last page. This page here I've been using to just track the daily reading verses that I actually read. I have a plan that I follow in that app, like I mentioned, and I think I linked it last month in the comments as well as in the description. So if you're interested in the actual plan I'm following, that is in there. I'll try to relink it again and remember to put that in for this time around. Excuse me. So yeah, so I set that up ahead of time, and then I just write in the verses right before I do the reading, and that's it. So that is my faith planner and exactly what I go through each morning. And I'm going to go ahead and take this out now, since I've got April already in, and move it into my actual faith planner. So this is the planner that it lives in. And this will hold all of the months of the year for my faith, and in the end will be my faith, you know, the one I look through as my faith planner. And basically this is just dot grid paper that I got from a Happy Planner journaling Happy Notes a long time ago. So I have that paper from there, and then I just added in some dividers from a old Happy Planner that I didn't use. It was a faith planner too, which was really nice. I'm going to have to figure out a way to cover these, I think, because I don't want to back this up against it. But yeah, so I have that in there, and it's just lives on the shelf for a month, and then I bring it out just when I need the next month. Okay, so that's the end of my faith section. Everything else is set up already. I use these tabs at the top of my planner to go through each morning. So I have a faith week. This faith list is like my prayer list, and then the takeaway, and then I have my faith month. The faith planner is a little bit out of order because of the way I put the month at the back of the sheets, but that's the normal situation. I'll just go list, week, month, and take it from there. So let's go ahead and jump ahead to the next section, which is my daily section. And let's see, I have a couple questions. Let me answer those. How long do you keep old planners? So I still have all of the planners that I've ever done with a Happy Planner, that is. And I started back in 2019. So I have about 4 or 5 years worth of planners on a little shelf I got, and I just keep those to the side. I don't know how much longer I will keep all of them. I've been doing a social media planner for 3 to 4 years. That one I might dump at some point. That one I don't feel like is as memory keeping as some of the other ones, but I will probably keep all of my faith, and I'll probably keep my daily and health. I like to look back at my health a lot, actually, which, you know, just to see how I was doing when I was doing really well with my, you know, health and fitness routines, what I was eating, how much I was working out, how much water I was drinking, all that. I have all that information there. So if there was a time where I was in the zone, I can always go back and reference it. So I do think I'll keep those for quite a while. The dailies, not as much, but I started memory keeping in them, which you're going to see a little bit of that. So I'll probably just keep those just to know where I was in my life and what was going on, more like a memory keeping thing. And then the faith is more just about, you know, just my development in the lettering and my faith journey as well. So, okay, and let's jump in. Okay, so we're moving on to the daily. If you guys have any other questions about the faith, just let me know, and I'll try to jump in before I get too far ahead here. So my daily section is just basically where I put in all my daily to-dos, my, oh gosh, it's getting really bright. My daily to-dos, my, what else? Any kind of like events, appointments. So this is like my main planner, if you will. And for this, I started off with a daily routine section, which I reference, but not as much as I used to. I've kind of memorized it. I'm thinking I might need to do a refresh on my master schedule just because things have kind of changed up a little bit with my routine. And so this I built out, I think, over a year ago in a series where I did a refresh of that first one here, this monthly or this morning routine. I did this one full setup, and then I also did my block scheduling routine, which is a little bit more loose version of the weekly, just kind of sections what I could be doing within certain time blocks. So yeah, but I really feel like this one in particular, which is much more detailed, needs a little bit of a refresh. So I'll probably be redoing this pretty soon. So let me know if you want to see another video on the master schedule setup, if you've ever, you know, had questions or want to know more about that. Otherwise, you could check out the original video and it shows you the whole process. So, like I said, I have that there, but I don't reference it as much. And then we jump into March. So here's how the first month, or here's how the month of March came out. I used this monthly for memory keeping. And what I normally do is just write in one or two things that happen in the day that just kind of distinguish it from other days. Since again, my routines are pretty, I have a very routine life, if you will. I don't do too many things out of the ordinary. So I try to highlight things that I was doing on the day that kind of were different from the day before. I also like to make these very seasonal. So what I like to do is, whatever the month theme is, color it out, make it really kind of bright and fun, and enjoy seasoning out the theme, if you will. So for March I did a rainbow theme with the shamrocks, very green, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. In the sidebar, what I do is I keep track of any major events or appointments to remember. And then I'll also put in books that I've been reading. That's something I started this year and I really like that. So I have those in there as well as my memory of the day. So that's how it turned out, and really liked this month. So here is the first week of March, and I believe this one was a plannable challenge theme. I want to say garden variety, if I'm not mistaken. And this one was super fun. I really liked how this turned out. Felt kind of fresh and different, not the standard florals. Spring, a lot of times you just kind of gravitate towards the florals or pastels, and this one was just a nice little, refreshing, different style for a spread. And I use all of my dailies kind of in the same way, so you're not going to see too much as far as formatting differences. I do normally a focus box each day, so something to call out, pay attention to, either an event, appointment, or it could just be something that I want to remember. And then I'll usually do a checklist each day. I also use bullet journal style signals or symbols to keep track of where I am in the process of my tasks, because sometimes I don't get to the tasks on a set day, and that's why you'll see an arrow on some of these. That means that I'm going to push it forward to another day. If I exit out, it means it's done. If I only partially slash it out, it means I started it but didn't complete it. And so that's what you'll see a lot of times on my checklists. I started that about maybe about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, and really enjoyed having that kind of visual marker of when things were getting done and what was still left to do. So I've been doing that since then, and yeah, I think that really helps me keep things in order. Let's quickly run over here. How do you come up with the plannable challenges? Oh, so me and Catherine over at Planogram on Instagram, we just brainstorm ideas that we think will be good for the month. Usually Catherine comes up with the majority of the themes, and then I will either put in sometimes my own 2 cents on certain ones or give suggestions I think might be good for the month. But I let her kind of run the themes more, and then I take care of the graphics for it. So that way it's more of a partnership. But we both decide on the final theme, and we look at whatever the month is. We look for major holidays, events, and then we also think about seasonal stuff. We also try to mix it up so that there's, color themes and pattern themes and things like that. So it's really fun. It's a great way to get yourself out of a comfort zone of stickers or out of a rut. If you're just kind of tired of planning the same old thing and you feel like you're not doing anything new or exciting, trying to meet the challenge, kind of get your creative juices flowing is really helpful. It's helpful for me even though we're the ones coming up with the themes. I mean, I wouldn't have normally been like, okay, yeah, let's make this garden theme with these vegetables. It probably wouldn't cross my mind if I wasn't prompted to do it. So it's a nice way to get creative with your spreads. So if you guys are not familiar with the Plannable Challenge, I post it every month around the 19th of the month. And I'll put a list for the following month. So like for April or for May, I'll be posting those on the 19th on YouTube, and then we usually do a sneak peek before then on like the 15th of the first week of the following month. So yeah, so join in, and then we also have a hashtag, so if you want to share, you can share with others so they can see your spreads too and how you interpret the theme, which is part of the fun and also helps people get new, fresh ideas that maybe they hadn't thought of. Okay, so that is how that first week turned out, and I really did love this theme, just how different it felt and how fresh. Okay, so this one was, I believe, another plannable theme, and it was about shopping. Let me think about this. I might have to cheat. And I have them written down in my social media planner. Let me jump to... Oh, goodness. Shop your stash. Yeah, I wouldn't have remembered that. So that was the theme, shop your stash. So you could have shopped your sticker stash, you could do a shopping theme, you could do whatever, you just, however you interpret it, which this is how I decided to do it, which is kind of like make these little shopping bags and, kind of have just planner, fun, creative stuff flowing out of them or into them, depending on how you see it. So this one was a good one. Again, just kind of fun and creative feeling. Enjoyed this one. Pulled out some older sticker books too for this, which was nice because I have a lot of stickers that aren't getting any love, so it was a nice way to add a little bit of fun to some older stickers. So here is the next week, and this one was specific for Planners for Peace. That was a hashtag. I still think it's going around just because it was mainly about the war in Ukraine. Sorry, got tongue-tied there. And so I did a blue and yellow theme, and I used some stickers from the wonderful Anna Bean from her shop, Anna Bean on a Mission. She did a nice spring sticker book, and so I used that for the decor as well as some... I cannot think. I just totally like mind blanked. Sorry. I was like, what is this called? Scrap paper as the kind of a blue background. And I really liked how this turned out. The colors are really soothing, and the message was really good too. This was like early on in the war. I mean, it's still going on, which is just crazy. But it's nice to call attention to things if, I don't know. I know that planning should be about more than just planning. So when I have the opportunity to kind of speak out about some things, I do try to participate in things that can help bring awareness through planning. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the tags here. Let's see, can you tag your partners? Oh, okay. IG handle in the comments. Oh, sure, I can do that. She's also listed on, well, I guess I don't really, okay, yeah. She's always listed on the very first slide when I do my plan with me's, in case you lose track of this video, plan.a.gram. She's always listed there next to me on the very first slide when I talk about the plannable challenge that I'm doing for the week. So you can find it there, but I will try to remember to do that as well on the in the chat. Actually, let me just do it right now. I was like, okay, I could do this, multitask. There we go. So that is, Planogram is Catherine's handle over on Instagram, and she's great. She has a nice, clean, lovely planning style as well, and she was like the perfect match to my over-the-top creativity sometimes. So we're really good working together, and I love that she comes up with some really creative themes. So yeah, so this is how this week turned out. It was really nice to showcase Anna's stickers as well as bring up this, Planners for Peace message. Okay, so this one I don't think I did a plan with me on because I was in like a sick mode. My husband got me sick and I was totally burning out. I was just really tired. So I whipped this together over the weekend before the week started, just to have something and not be stressed out because I didn't have anything sticker wise on my spread. There's nothing like a blank spread to really stress me out. So I just kind of threw it together. I think it turned out pretty good, a little bit functional as far as kind of how it was designed, you know, all of the checklists in one place and then the decor on the other. There is some areas for focus boxes, but it was a little bit different from something I'd done before. Really liked the color scheme, and it felt very springy, which I think worked well for the week. But again, very functional, which was good because I was kind of playing catch up too with a lot of stuff. And yeah, so this is how it turned out. The books that I used for this were mainly, I think, seasonal books. Now that I'm looking at it, I know one was Spring, the Spring Happy Planner book, and the flowers I think came out of one of the seasonal books, the ones from before, like the classic seasonal books with the orange coloring on the front. And then a few of these other, like maybe circle stickers or something, might have come out of my rainbow mega book, maybe. Yeah, with the confetti. That would have been where it was from. So those were the 3 sticker books that I probably used, and then mild liners for the checklists. And okay, so this is the last week, and this one was definitely a plannable challenge theme, and this one was candy colors. I remember this one very well. And I really, really loved this one. The rainbow coloring was just very bright and fun. It was just a good time for those bright, fun colors. Repurposed some old stickers that I never seem to use, these random circle stickers. And I did some coloring in just to make them like look like candies. So that kind of went with the theme of the candy colors. Added some confetti in as well. A pretty simple theme, but I think it turned out really good. And yeah, this one was also very popular on IG. You guys seem to like how this one turned out. So very doable, especially if you have some of those really old books that have the rainbow colors in them. Really, this would be a perfect style of spread for that. And yeah, so this is how it turned out. And finally, we have my habit tracker at the back, which I customized my own planner for this year, adding these habit trackers instead of the month notes at the back. These are all plannable. I can't even talk. These are all planners from my Etsy shop that I've printed out, and some of them are customized in different ways. This one, it has that habit tracker here instead of just a blank notes page. So I just use that to track my month as far as like things I want to do for my faith. This is more like skincare and health. This is more like fitness, health stuff. And then this is just some random things that I'm, goals and things that I'm working towards. And getting outside, which is always an important one since I tend to be a homebody. So that is how that one turned out. And again, we will move this out now. And let me jump over again to the comments while I do that. So yeah, Claudia, I see that you have a comment there. You said, when you decorate, do you have a routine or a plan that you know or you need to have spaces for 3 tasks, etc.? So yeah, I normally set it up with the three individual tasks, because the kind of tasks that I usually put in there are big tasks. They're going to take a couple hours to do, like, film a video or work on freelance or, whatever I'm doing. So yeah, I usually just denote 3. There's almost always at least 3 for me to tackle, and then I'll write them in, and a lot of times there's still space to add in more if I need to, so I will. So like for example here, if there's another one I can fit in, if I have a single liner, I'll just stick it in there and just add it in. But 3 tends to be my max for the day. Then I'm just tuckered out and I'm like, okay, I did good. And then I move on. And then I always have that focus box as well, so that, if there's some event or something, that call out is always there. So yeah, so that's just my basic setup. And then if I need to add more, I can. Sometimes you'll see me add in a long box here if I know I'm gonna have a busy week of tasks that I need to do for the entire week. Did I have one like that in this month? I don't think so. This is kind of like it. So like I'll have a longer box, sometimes here, sometimes over here, and then I'll just put weekly tasks in there as well. So if it's something that won't fit into my normal little routine, that's where I'll put it in and then check it off as the week goes through. So yes, in a way, yes. Okay, so I have my daily planner here now, and I'm going to go ahead and move this in. So again, it's a hodgepodge of things. This layout is from my Etsy shop, so I printed this out on some copier paper. I like a little bit heavier stock, so I use HP Premium 32 paper, which is equivalent to about 120 GSM paper, and that works beautifully for planning and printing double-sided, which is nice and important so you don't see bleed through of the backside on the front. But yeah, so it's basically just my printables and then some repurposed dividers I had from the Happy Planner, from old planners and what have you, and I just stick them in there and divide it up. But this is where all of my daily planning stuff will live for 2022, and that's it. Okay, so that's my daily planner. Again, I have my tabs at the top. I have my daily routines, which we talked about, and then it moves into my month, my week, and then I have one more tab here at the back for my habits. And that just, again, this is how I navigate every morning through my planner. I don't flip through, I just go through tab by tab by tab and front to back and just do my little planner routine in the morning, filling out everything I need to do. Okay. So we're done with the first part. Let's go ahead and start talking about my health planner. And this guy I have at the front some health goals, which is a nice insert I created. Inside here I have my weight for each month as well as like my measurements. I also have been tracking my monthly stats in this insert, and I would love to show you, but it's, I already started filling it out and I've had better days. So we're just going to keep that hidden until I have some funner numbers for you guys. And don't worry about questions. I love questions. So go ahead and shoot them out as you remember them or as you see them. Let me see. How do you handle when surprises come up? Let's see, hard for me to make room with stickers on a whole week from day to day. Definitely, Claudia, build in space in your planner for surprises. So that's where you might want to dial back some of your decor and give yourself room for that. It's a little bit more challenging, I would think, if you are a vertical planner, just because you have the vertical days. You got to be careful about how much space you're giving yourself for decor and planning. I would recommend using boxes as opposed to decor heavy, so that you have places to put things inside of that have a visual interest but are not aren't decor, aren't unusable, so more functional space. So like, for example, if this was it, you have all this decor, but making sure you have some empty boxes with colors and things to make it look interesting, but you still have a way to fill it in if you need to. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to move, if you really stuff it full of decor, that's when it can get really challenging. I would also look at your day, kind of give yourself an idea of what you need, and then also having a separate place that maybe doesn't have to be day specific, that you could put tasks that can maybe travel throughout the week. That will help too. Let me see what else I got over here. Your freaking planner here. Do I gravitate towards one planner layout or another over another? Yes and no. There are planner layouts that I really feel specifically meet the needs of what I'm planning. For my daily catch-all, I definitely gravitate towards horizontal. I've tried a few different layouts for that, and horizontal just seems to work the best for me. I've tried quadrant. They have a layout called Techo Weeks, which I was really excited about, but just really could not get it to work for me. Vertical just is like, it breaks my brain. I can't really use it. So horizontal is definitely where I tend to to gravitate towards for daily. Health, I'm more flexible. You're going to see right now that I use a health and wellness layout. I've used the traditional Happy Planner fitness layout, if you will, for the last 3 years, and then this year I changed it up to do a wellness layout. It's pretty similar though, so it doesn't really change that much. I've tried some different options, like some bullet journal style options for my health planner. I haven't tried though like vertical or dashboard or anything, and I've seen some pretty good health layouts for those, but I just like how the flow is right now with the wellness and fitness layout, so I do gravitate towards those in general. I do use a dashboard layout in my social, which you'll see, and that tends to work really good for my social. So they definitely tend to be more specific for whatever type of planning I'm doing, and certain ones cannot be mixed and matched. You know, they really go with whatever individual planner I'm talking about. Okay, so back to health. So this is the insert I created. And like I said, I have some stuff in there that I won't show you, but if you want to see the setup, there is a video on it. And then I still, oh no! We weren't supposed to show that. Those are all my weights and measures. Hopefully that wasn't too long on screen. Anyway, we have the back side of this insert, which I think I have a pretty good idea now what I want to do, so I'll probably do a setup video on that. Since I'm going to be using this for the entire year, I wanted something that would last for the entire year as far as how I was going to do the back. And I did a weight tracker the previous year, and it just did not work that well for me since I really didn't lose the weight that I had planned. So this time around, I think I'm going to do something a little bit more guidance based, or how to, you know, be healthier. So I'll work on that and hopefully have a video up for you guys soon. Let's see. New routines. Okay. I wonder if I missed something. Thanks, Claudia. I was blurry. Pretty sure this is... Okay. I'm kind of bebopping in here to the chat just to see if I missed anything. I think you guys are kind of having a side conversation, so I'll move forward. So I have at the front here a tracker for my weight and my body fat, as I decided to do on a perpetual calendar this year. Again, this planner is from my shop. It's the wellness layout with some customization that I have added in specifically for me. So the plannable, or I keep saying plannable, the perpetual calendar is just a running list of pages here. I think I have a page I can show you that's not, yeah, looks like this. So I'm just running my weight down here as well as my body fat every day. I keep mentioning this because I've in the past not really been a proponent of taking your weight every day, since you know your weight fluctuates a few pounds up and down all the time. But I started doing that because I was only doing it once a week in the past, and it just really started to get away from me as far as me gaining weight, especially over COVID and the pandemic and all that stuff. So I just want to be more mindful about, you know, my weight, and I'm going to try this daily technique just so I have it visually there. And no judgment on myself, just trying to see how my body's fluctuating. So that's what I have in the front, as well as a I'm also keeping track of my weight training, which I'll show you that sheet at the end. I've already moved it to the back so you guys you know, can look at it without worrying about the weight. And I have April in there as well. So that's where I kind of keep it so I can make sure I keep track of my workouts. Okay. So this is my health spread for March. Let me give you guys a little bit more light here since the sun has decided to get dark all of a sudden. Okay, so yeah, so for my health monthly, I use a lined layout from my shop. So I replaced out the basic one with this lined layout. And I use this to track my symptoms in my chronic allergies and asthma mainly, but just any kind of health issues I'm having. I keep track of it here, and then I've also been adding in my daily steps, just again because I want to get more steps, visual cues to tell me I should be doing better every day. That's kind of the same principle as I'm working with my health. So that's how it turned out. I don't do setup videos on these. I just throw down stickers and make it happen for the month. I don't think too hard about it, and so they're usually not super designed. They're just more like stickers down and color, just to add a little bit of variety to the page. So let's see. I see a question about my top tabs. So yeah, I can quickly go through. So each of my planners has a set of 3 to 4 tabs at the top. Each one will have a tab that says month. So that's usually this monthly spread. It will have a tab that says week. So it's got faith month, faith week, daily month, daily week. This is health month, health week. And then I have a social month, social week. So those two are pretty consistent throughout the entire planner. Then at the very front, usually this first tab is some special section in the beginning of the planner. So I talked about my faith, having the faith lists. That's where I had my takeaway and my prayer lists. I have my daily routines, which is at the front of my daily section. This one has health trackers. That's also at the front of my health section. And then I have social growth, which is where I track the growth daily followers and subscribers for my social. So that's how those are limited or written out. And then these outside tabs are specifically for the habit trackers at the back of my daily and my health. This one just says daily habits, and then this one says health meds. Once I get to the very back, I also have a budget planner where I keep track of my budget month. And then I also have like my Etsy sales on there as well. So that's kind of a little bit of a different one, but that's mainly how the top tabs go. And those are all the pages I need to hit as I go through my monthly, or not my monthly, my daily routine in the morning to hit everything there. Is it color coded? I have done color coded in the past, but I decided to change up. Oh wait, depends on what you're talking about. Brittany, tell me what you mean by color coded. Are you talking about the tabs or this health monthly? Okay, I'll wait for her to respond. And I'll move forward for now. So anyway, this is just different colors for the health layout. Again, just kind of matching up with whatever color scheme I'm working with. That's how it is. The highlighters, yeah. So it's not color coded in here at all. This one is just more about color harmony for the spread. I usually pick a couple of colors to work with the stickers and then carry that through with the highlighters. Yeah, no, not color coded. Okay. So that's my health month, and then this is my first weekly, and of course it's going to get crazy bright. So we're going to go back down. Ugh. The sun, it was like perfect overcast before I started, and then all of a sudden, bram, you know, the bam, the sun decided to come out and mess everything up. So yes, let's talk about the first week. This one was so fun. Let me see. Oh, let me just quickly answer this question. Hi, Claudia. Yeah, this is a Happy Planner budget planner. I do not have one in my shop. And I don't really share it either because we're kind of still, you know, the financial, more personal stuff. But I do have a setup video and I show what planner I'm using and how I intended to use it, which is pretty much how I'm using it now. But yeah, I do not have a budget planner in my shop. Okay, back to this. So yes, this was the first week of March, and I did a, oh goodness, go away, son, just go away. I did a, let me see, that's a little better. We'll see if that works. A clothesline theme. The sun is distracting me, and yeah, it's just, and it's getting dark now. Live video. Let me see. Okay. I think this is going to have to do. If the sun will just behave, we should be okay. So I did this layout. I had gotten this idea from an old planner setup that I had seen and saved and then forgot where I had seen it. But I remembered about the clotheslines and the boxes together. So I decided to do that here in my health planner, and it was super fun. Again, felt a little fresh and new, something that I haven't seen done much on Instagram, so it was nice to do that again. And very simple. I use my health layouts for 3 things usually, plus decor. So there's 4 separate boxes, 3 of which I will use for either the workout, and then I'll have my stats, and then I'll have my food log with my total calories, tends to be my norm, and then just in different ways, which you'll see as we go through. And then I have in the sidebar my goals for the week. I have some habits that I want to track, which this was not a good week. I think this is the week I got sick. And then my water, which this hydration tracker does not come on the wellness planner that I use. It is, I added it in from the fitness version just because I needed a water tracker, just something I wanted to have on mine. And okay. Da, da, da. There we go. All right, hopefully the sun will behave. So this was the first one. Second one, I did this one. No, okay, I think it's the next one that I did the Plannable Challenge on. So this one here, I just decided to use some of these gold kind of neutral leaves that I had in my stash. And I really liked the leaves themselves. I think I picked this up over maybe the Black Friday. No, it wasn't that. It was from somewhere else. But I had gotten those and then I paired it up with some neutral tones. Not my normal go-to, but I actually really like this a lot. It ended up turning out pretty good and had a different feel to it, more of like a sophisticated feel, which I really liked. Same setup though, like I said, I usually have my workouts tracked and then stats and food. Everything else is pretty much consistent from week to week. This one was a little cray-cray, but fun. I did I think this one was, like I said, for the Plannable Challenge, and this one would have been maybe Feeling Lucky. I remembered. Feeling Lucky was the theme. So I had some stickers with this blue background, which I always talk about how much it's a pet peeve of mine when stickers that are like on that clear background and then they put like a blue or, you know, like an actual color to the clear sticker. It's like, well, why do that if you can use a clear and you can put whatever background you wanted on it? But this I kind of feel like locks you into the blue. So what I decided to do is kind of make the background so it blended a little better into the stickers themselves. And I usually do that whenever I do these, use those type of stickers. I usually feel the need to put a background behind them that kind of matches up with the sticker so they blend in. It was fun though. I did some gold calligraphy ink as like a little bit of a splatter, kind of give you that gold, you know, lucky. Also used some old fitness stickers that look like little gold coins, but they have like little cardio and weights in them, which I thought was perfect for the spread with the health theme. And it just all came together really nicely. Let's see, everything else was pretty consistent. And, oh goodness, I don't think there was anything else, just rainbow themes, really fun, and I thought this one turned out good as well. So this was the week that I did not film my health planner, and I was just in the mood to do an all pen spread. I did a series of these, almost 2 years ago now, as, you know, all pen spreads in my health planner, but way back when, and I really I just liked it. I liked the rainbow themes. I liked using the pens, the idea of you don't really need stickers to make things happen. You can really make a cute spread just with pen. So I did that with this guy. I did a rainbow theme, as you can obviously see, and just kept it real simple at the top with a decor, did just like a nice flag banner with the colors for each day. Did some fun habit trackers here, and again, there was no video on this, but you can kind of see it's pretty simple setup. I've also started tracking again my intermittent fasting hours, even though I haven't been really strict with them. I just kind of want to see if I'm getting into a groove as far as when this is actually my eating window. It's not the fasting hours, it's the time that I ate between. So yeah, I'm trying to shoot for 8 hours of eating and 16 hours of fasting. It doesn't normally happen that way, but sometimes it does. So I just, kind of want to keep track of when I'm breaking my fast and when I stop eating. Let's see, any questions about this that I probably should address? So let me know if there's any questions you have. I don't change things up very much, so as you can see, things are pretty consistent from month to month, from week to week. But sometimes I add in a few things that might be a little bit fresh and new, so questions are welcome. And then this one, I feel like I kind of just threw it together. I don't remember, I feel like I didn't do a video on this one either. I feel like I just kind of put this down and made it happen. I used what was this, the Happy Plan sticker book, I think for pretty much the entire thing. Again, like a one sticker book spread. Kept it real simple, and again, everything else is basically the same. Just trying to keep track of things and see how I'm doing health-wise. Yes, Happy Plans was the sticker book. So this one was okay. Pastel colors, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. I think a little bit more color would have been more energizing, but it was still, a nice, clean spread. Especially if you need a lot of room to write, this would be perfect because it's not too much decor encroaching on your spread. So the back of the health planner, I use another habit tracker that I customize specifically for my meds and supplements that I take. Like I mentioned, I have chronic allergies, asthma, all kinds of respiratory nonsense. And then I've also developed some skin conditions. I'm just getting older and things are changing. So I have a lot of meds that I'm supposed to take, but then I also am trying to not take meds and take more supplements and things to try to eliminate all of the chemicals and things. So I want to know when I go heavy on medications, or if I feel like I need them, versus when I can kind of wean myself off of them, or if certain things are working or not. So I just have that here, and then I keep track by Xing out if I did it that day. If I do like 1X, it's like a half dose versus a full X, which is a full dose for the day. And then this one was like a double day. This is when I was really sick, so there was a lot of congestion and stuff, so I used a lot of my sprays that I wouldn't normally do that much of, but that's how I know I was sick during that time. But yeah, so that's what I use it for, and it's been really great. I used to track that on my monthly, and I was using symbols to mark each of the different things I was taking, and it just got a little bit hard to kind of sort through. So this has been a lot better way to keep track of my meds and supplements. Really like that. And this is just, like I said, I have a habit tracker in my shop, and it's just modified with a different title here and here, but the rest is the same. So that is at the back of all of my health planners, and here I also am doing an insert each month for my weight training schedule. So this guy is just a single page month that I got out of a Happy Planner box. That got like 30 sheets in the Be Grateful box. And so I had all of these inserts, and I was like, well, let's find a use for them. So what I've been doing is tracking the different workouts that I do for the month, kind of pre-planning in a way as well. And then on the back, what I've been doing is actually designing my weightlifting or weight training routine for the month. March did not go to plan at all because of the sickness, so I really fell off the wagon. January and February were really awesome. They really fell apart in March. So I have this nice plan, but I didn't actually end up using it, so I'll save it for another time and probably pick it back up when I'm back up to the level I need to be to tackle this routine. And then, like I said, then I kept track, and you can see there's a lot more skipped days where I didn't really do what I needed to do, and a lot less lifting than I should have been doing in order to keep up with that. But I have this cute little sheet, and it's really nice now that I can go back and look at it, and if I want to pull this routine back up again, I just have it already ready to go, and I can just grab it from there. So that is my health. So let's go ahead and move it out. Do you guys have any techniques for health planning that you might want to share? I think health planning is so beneficial, but it, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm really motivated and that the health planning really helps. Sometimes it's just more about keeping accountable to myself and knowing, when I don't do a good job. So that's what I use my health planner for, is just to kind of say, okay, I could do better, or I ate all the things and I need to rein it in, that kind of thing. But I'm curious to see if any of you guys use your health planners for, something else, like maybe you're tracking mental health or sleep or, just all that kind of stuff. I always find it interesting to see how other people might be health planning. So I've dropped this guy in, and again, all my inserts, and then I just have some dividers that I made a long time ago out of some cardstock pages that I had. So this one's a really hodgepodgey planner as well. But that's my health planner. Again, lives on my shelf. And we're going to go to the back, which is my social. Okay, last one. Let's see if we can get the lighting dialed in here. All right, so social. We'll make this quick. Social, I have a dashboard layout that I use for my social media planner, and I've been doing pre-setups with decor for each month. So I think this one was going to be pretty decorated, if I recall, for March. Yeah, so you'll see some nice layouts as far as ideas for decor. But I have my first tab here, which is my social growth. And again, I basically just track my followers and subscribers here on a perpetual calendar, YouTube and Instagram, and just a running list of the daily count. Nothing too exciting there. And then I have my social month, which is very functional. I tend to do color coding here with my blue pen being IG posts, my green pen being videos, and then anything in red is some kind of highlight or something to pay attention to. And this was the week that I didn't do the video, so I have that marked off, as well as the Plannable Challenge themes. So that is how it turned out, and I kind of set this up ahead of time so that it's ready to go before the month begins, and I can just follow along day by day and do my weekly setups just directly off of this. So this is more like a pre-planned setup, and then I move it into the weekly each week. The sun is my nemesis. Hold on, I gotta reset this because it lost it. Focus. Okay. Sun, stay away. So this was the very first week, and what I have been doing for this year is setting up all of the month ahead of time so that each spread is pre-decorated before the month begins. Makes it a little bit easier for me just to get into the meat of the planner and write in all of the stuff I actually have to do because everything's already pre-decorated. So I think this month I decided to use the florals from, I think this one is the Detailed Floral Sticker Book. Yes, Detailed Floral Sticker Book. And just use some flowers I don't tend to gravitate to, put those in, and then color code with some mild liners as well. So we've got that, and you can see it's going to be kind of the same throughout. and this is the following week. I use this section here just to keep track of my video production, and then I also have my Instagram followers and subscribers here as well, and the plus or minus count, which I like to have. This I just use for tasks and routines. Again, this is a customized planner, so I customize this section, the headers here, and then this section as well, just so that I could not have to repeat this by, each week by creating it. Last year I was actually drawing these in every week and putting in stickers, and it was just a bit of a hassle. So yeah, so I have my IG posts here, my stories, and then also this is where I keep track of the videos for the day. So here is the next week, and as you can see, I tended to do the entire month in this same floral theme from that detailed floral sticker book. Really simple, but just enough decor to keep things looking fresh and fun and not too boring. And finally, I think we have two more. Yeah, so here's another one. Again, just some different options for the same style of stickers. And sometimes that's nice just to see some different versions of the same thing depending on how you like to plan. Let's see, how many times a day would you say you touch or note something in your planner? I have my morning routine, and then I will work through pretty much all the spreads we're discussing here in the morning, and then usually my daily planner I keep open on my desk, and so as things come up, that's where I'll, if you will, have the touch points. But otherwise, it's pretty much just that morning and then the constant looking back and forth between the daily planner for the day. And here is my, I'm going to kill the clouds. The clouds, they're just making everything really difficult. Here's the last week. So not much change. I keep it pretty consistent, but yeah, still a good way for me to keep track of my social, really simple and easy to follow. And then at the back, I'll put my March review, which will show the growth from the previous month. Excuse me, previous month, and then the month that I was just in, just so I can compare. So that's my social. Let me go ahead and move this out as well. And I've printed only the first 6 months of my dashboard layout for my social because I wasn't really sure if I wanted to use this a full year. I do wish that Happy Planner would come out with one that was pre-decorated, which I've used in the past, and I really liked having it pre-decorated. But they didn't really have anything other than neutral options for the insides for 2022. So this is my way of getting around that, but hopefully maybe the academic planners will have something, but I haven't seen anything. So if you guys have seen a dashboard layout with a pre-designed layout, like a seasonal theme, or in the past I've used the home body and there was, decor on the spread and color, let me know, because I haven't seen any. And it's one of the things I feel like the Happy Planner isn't doing anymore. Like they just totally stopped doing colorful layouts. They'll do like colorful dividers and things, but then like the layouts are still just very neutral. So I don't know. I understand why they do that, but because we needed more neutral options, but now there's like 0 options in the opposite side with decor. Yeah, I mean, I love neutral, but you have a couple of options for both. You know what I mean? That was part of the fun of Happy Planner too, is when they had their pre-designed planners as well. Sometimes those are nice for people who don't want to necessarily spend all that time decorating. So anyway, I have 6 months, like I said, pre-set for this, and I was hoping that something for July going forward would come out, but I haven't seen anything. So if you did see a dashboard layout from the Happy Planner that has a decor styling, let me know. Link it in the comments. I would love to check it out. And okay, and that's basically it. I have my financial section after that. Let me see if I can jump ahead just so you guys can see the beginning. Do, do, do. Oh yeah. So this is the back of my social, and then I have my budget planner, which is, like I said, I have my financial sales, my Etsy sales here in the perpetual calendar, and then I have my financial stuff in the month and the week for my business and our home stuff. So that is the last planner that I don't actually go through. And then at the very back, I have my reference section. See, is there anything on the back? Nope. And this is the fourth tab there. And then this is just a section of different dividers, organizing things that I reference from time to time. Oh my gosh, it's so dark now. Which would include like my personal stuff, business stuff, social, and then I have a miscellaneous, and then some note paper at the back. So that's really my full setup, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and dealing with the lighting issues. Sorry about that. I should have planned ahead. Should have known the sun was going to come out right when I wanted to plan. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this flip through. Let me know if there's anything I can answer for you in the chat, or once we sign off, go ahead and leave me any comments that you have questions about. Have any questions in the comments. And yeah, I know things don't really change too much from month to month, but hopefully you guys still enjoy these live flip throughs, seeing how the month went and answering questions on the fly. If you are, if you love it, leave me a comment so I know, so I can keep this going forward. But if it's, if it's run its course and you're like, sure, do something different next time, let me know that in the comments as well. So it's all about you guys and what you guys want. I want to make sure you're getting the best that I can give you. Also too, if you have any suggestions for things that you would like to see, I have some ideas for some inserts and things that I want to do in the future, but let me know if you have specific needs that you would like to see videos on also in the comments. That would be really, really helpful. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!